Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Bryce Young, tough L versus the Vikings. We are diving into it. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of this channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So if you enjoy the way that I talk and teach ball, you will love the nuance and detail that happens over at the Quarterback School Patreon community. The link is in the video description. Hop over there, become a member, join. I appreciate it. As for this video, let's get into it. All right, Bryce Young, the Carolina Panthers, give one away here in the Thielen Bowl. Get it going right out of the gate. 19, killing some zone, running right into a collision. Hate to see it. Don't let me get in your feelings here on the first snap, but this is a nice job from Bryce Young. Excellent scheme. You know you're going to get featured here when you're playing against your old team, so like to see the touch here. To me, this is just a drift 8 out of a little bit of what I'm used to calling like the go-go offense. So issue here, just get around this flat defender, get into the soft zone area. Again, we're going to get this play action coming downhill. You got to give it some time. So it's going to take some time to clear this guy. You got to know your personnel. Nice job from Bryce Young getting a little chunk on an in-breaker. They're going to give you middle field closed. Nice patience. And then, again, that's a big-time hole out there. I'm not sure who exactly we're covering in the flat. But nice job finding 19. Nice job catching it. Just protect yourself there. Boom. Jesus, that is a shot. From Bryce Young here for me, you know, I like the base. He's always going to be a toesy guy. I mean, that's just the way he's played. But the base, he's ready to throw it. You can see the Mike 58 here open to the field, to the wide side, to the right. Put it right on him. Excellent call. That's a hit. Boom. Next one here. This is a tough one for me. This looks like it's going to be 0. It looks like Bryce Young checks to a quick or now screen to the number 2 up top. So a few things here for me. It only takes you getting burned, and I mean getting burned like catching this turnover-worthy throw here one time to kind of get where the details and the nuance are on this stuff. So first thing here, just the check. Okay, this is 3rd down inside the 10. You know, 19's confused on what we got going as far as the check. The actual play here is just one step. So we're just throwing a screen here. Now, these guys throw a lot of perimeter screens. Okay, that in and of itself is worthy of a discussion, not for right now, though. So this is birds on a fence. Punt block, 0. This is as clean as it looks. The choice here to go perimeter screen, I don't think is a terrible choice. It's not my favorite choice. I think this is fine out in the field. I prefer tunnel, but if you're going to do it, great. I shouldn't say that, actually. I don't like this. And the reason I don't like it is one guy. So if you're going to throw these perimeter screens, the edge player, if the edge player has his hand on the ground, I think it's a lot easier to get these throws off. Okay, so let me say that again for all you cats that have never called plays before or made audibles before. If this guy's standing up, it's a lot easier for him to see this and make a play on the ball. If he's got his hand on the ground and he's thinking about, oh, I'm going to win inside or I'm going to set him up with some bullshit spin move, well, then that's a lot different, in my opinion. And I've had this play picked off before, and I've had issues on tunnel screens before or perimeter screens versus 0 because of guys standing up like this. So just knowing where the bones are buried, I think you could get to a better check. Now, the other part about that, so I'll let it play. See him standing up, right into it. So the left tackle tries to deke him with a pat set, but he kind of falls right into it. So the other thing about this is Bryce Young probably only has a handful of checks you can get to. I personally like to get to the post or the slant here. You can run a little pick or rub. You could run a spear screen. Like there's different things you could do. But for me, this is not quite understanding how these things are played, how the bones of these things are played. Look at the right side of the line. See how they're in a 3-point? Look at the left side of the line. They're all standing up. So for me, if we're going to go perimeter screen, I want to go to the down hand. Now, defensive guys get paid too. They know that. They stand up. Okay, it's a chess match. You're welcome. But that's dangerous. Next one here, 3rd and 7, another perimeter screen. Now, I think all these perimeter screens are indicative of maybe some issues they have on up front and on the perimeter, if I'm being honest. But this one, to me, is on Bryce Young. It looks like he forgets the play. Like he's like taking a drop, and then he's like, oh yeah, it's a screen. And you can see his reaction there. He spins away. Look at him right here. Yeah, that's on me, dog. Yeah, I got you. My bad. Yeah, we know. Okay, this is not great, Bob. And again, it's third down. We got to have this thing work. Look at Bryce Young's reaction. I mean, he's just pissed at himself. So we're having issues with little stuff like that. It's a problem. I also think it's a problem that we have to do so many perimeter screens. That's just me. I like stretching the field horizontally, but on these third and mediums, like 3rd, 7, 3rd, and 8, we've now done 2 perimeter screens. Neither have worked. Come on, we need more. Next one here. Keep feeding your boy 19, little wrap in up top. I like this formation. We motion to 2x2, middle field closed, man, just enough separation, put it on him. Nice. And this is nice from 19 at the top. So you can see that here, talk about when we get to the wide, what the motion does to the coverage. It's middle field closed. Bryce Young doing a nice job working the middle of the field. I love a good in right down the hash. Outstanding. So first here, just pay attention to the motion. Okay, so how we start this thing matters. This is offensive architecture. So we're going to start outside Thielen. We're then going to come across. What that does is once we move like this, they have to make a decision on the back end. What are they going to get? How are they going to handle this? If it's middle field closed man, okay, someone decides they're going to come up and get in 19's face. Okay, well, he's going to be outside leverage. So when we come up, we know we got this. This to me is a little bit more of a zony play as far as what I'm used to calling like hammer or this kind of pivot gather underneath it. But it works versus outside leverage man as well. So just kind of seeing how this thing is constructed. Watch the motion adjustment. Go to school on the motion. What do they do on 19? They come up, press, outside, got him. It's just that simple. Nice truss. Nice job creating a little separation at the top right there. And then on the body on the break, right down the hash. Nice job. And this is a really nice job from Bryce Young, from 19. Get a little separation. Got to be able to win one-on-one. You can see him a little arm bar right there. Get off me. Right down the hash, strike, let's go. Next one here, 3rd and 8. Again, we're getting exposed here on these 3rd and intermediates. This looks like a choice up top to 19. I don't think it's going to get a first down regardless. This guy, Bryce Young, protecting himself in the run. I also think it's a face mask here that's missed. But man, the game that's going on, 3rd down, is it 0? Is it not 0? What are we seeing? What are we not seeing? For me here, scheme-wise, we probably worked the wrong side. And again, I don't have to be in the room to know what the read is. I can just tell you that universal football here, this kind of what I'm going to call speed out, burst speed out from a condensed split with what I'm going to call like a basic right here, and then where it looks like he's trying to go on what I would call a choice. Okay, so it's 3rd and 8. So where's the ball? The ball's on the 27. All right. So 3 plus 5. Okay, here's the first down marker. Running a choice there is not going to work. So for me here, this is free access down here to the bottom. Free access just means that it's not bump, it's not cloud. He's got free access to run his route. Once this guy gets any sort of depth and we've got this option type to be able to throw a speed out to the backside, that's where the ball should go, in my opinion. Now, if you don't like that, well, then you're going to be struggling up top with that choice. So watch the speed out to the bottom. But again, he's not looking there. And he's not looking there either because that's not where the read is for them, or he just doesn't see it. Okay? But I would say the vast majority of the league, free access, speed out, versus potentially a 0 look. I mean, this really is a 0 look. Look at what they're trying to get to here. They're trying to get to some ridiculous coverage. Almost like 2 invert. We don't see it. We try to go scramble. We get face mask. We get no called. We get a punt. So just a lot of things moving on there. And, the vast majority of them are not good. We just got to take the easy ones. We got to use our vision. We got to be able to have the freedom to make those throws. And then we sure as hell have to protect ourselves when we're out there doing this. Because this is not Kentucky. Okay, we're not Vanderbilt catching strays here. These guys are coming with bad intentions. Next one here, nice job from Bryce Young, again, working the middle of the field. This, again, is Thielen up top, running a choice. Okay, he pulls the linebacker type out there. We're able to throw the basic or the in right behind his ear. Okay, I think this is a nice job. I've been pleasantly surprised with Bryce Young being able to see and play the middle of the field. So just trying to pull away some positives here. No, yes. And again, he doesn't need a whole lot of room, right? He says no to the choice right there. Yes to the in right down the line. Boom. Right on him. Hold on to the rock. Thing of beauty. Now, the thing I would add, besides for the fact that I like how Bryce Young has been playing the middle of the field, we've seen him run a lot of what I would consider choice routes to the second receiver, paired with an in right here. Very nice. So once you see this defender match, whoever takes away the choice, if it's right there, then it creates that void or that window for that in right down the middle of the field. And for a guy who's not the biggest guy in the world to be working the middle of the field this young as a rookie, nice job. The other thing, okay, if we're going to be critical of the scheme, this kind of spacing down here, whatever this is, I'm going to guess this is supposed to be stick and flat. This ain't it, where we're both going to run and kind of stand next to each other. This kind of spacing is not beneficial for any quarterback, and it's hard to play football like that. So just because it works on one side, we still got to evaluate the whole thing. You know, that ain't it. It's a little Chicago-y to me, if I'm being honest. Nice job, though, from Bryce Young. Nice job getting through a read. Nice little 1-2 over the ball between the hashes. You know, this is what you're looking for from a guy. So not only to be able to create and make plays, but just function within the offense. Stay in structure, put it on him. Nice job. Next one here, 3rd and 11. Minnesota continues to lose their mind and go full zero. Again, this is easy to see. Birds on a fence, punt block. Now, Bryce Young checks here. He then checks. It's not there for, in his opinion, he goes and makes a play. So this ability to kind of make a play in and out of structure for me is when Bryce Young is at his best. So just kind of the pocket movement, stay alive. I mean, that's a big boy hit from the back there. Ooh, Nelly. Bam. It gets caught on the guard's foot, actually. Take backs. Regardless, Bryce Young here, nice little pocket movement. I don't think he helps himself with where he ends up at the landmark, but that's a great play. Finding 19 over the ball. Nice job. Now, the part that stings here for me is it sure looks like Bryce Young is checking, right? Like he sees 0. Great. Check it. We're on the same page. Yes. Good to go. Now, from here, okay, I know a great course. It goes into significant depth on how to attack this coverage and having a plan. We've already seen him check to that now screen, right? That almost got picked down at the red zone. Now we've got him. Okay, we got the check again. Now what are we going to get to? This little like over the ball static route, in my opinion, is not helping anybody. This route though, this is it, dog. This ball has to be thrown to the post. So for me here, this ball has to be thrown to the post. I shouldn't say 100% of the time, but like 95% of the time. The only way it doesn't get thrown to the post is if this guy just literally, this guy meaning the guy who's over the number 2, if he just like says, you're not getting the post, you're just running, I'm running on top of that by 10 yards. If it's there at all, if this guy settles his feet at all, I want to throw that post. And these are things that you only get so many opportunities like this. So you check into the right play, you got to throw the post. It just looks a little unsettled in the back, the timing of this thing. So 1, 2, 3. You see how he's like choppy, like what the hell is the drop? Is it 5? Is it 3? And we're moving our feet? Because if he takes 5 and throws it, he's got it. If he takes a big 3 and a hitch and throws it, he's got it. You got to throw the post. Look at all that space. And again, it's not a premium look because he does do a good job of staying over the top of it, but you also have all this space. So you can leave this thing anywhere over here, right? None of these guys are making plays. They all they're matched up. This is 0. So leave this thing over here and let him kind of curve this thing away. So I think his footwork gets a little away from him. He's playing a little quick here. It's a nice job to be able to make a play out of it. But just because it's a nice job doesn't mean that we're making the right play. The right play there for me is throw the post. Take a real drop. Don't drift to your right. Okay, you got to trust the back to pick up that pass protection in the A gap. Okay, double A. It's tough out there. Battery blitz. Just hang in there. See how he's drifting over the guard, coming to the right. Now he feels the right tackle. Now we got to move. As opposed to, hey, it's 0. I'm going to take 3. Maybe I bail a little bit and chuck up the post. because it could have been a massive play. Next one here, another perimeter screen. Okay, I've been bashing the perimeter screens, and I don't love static perimeter screens, but this one I love. You really don't see this play called in the league very often. You see it called in high school all the time. You see it in college football every once in a while. To me, I'm used to calling this a surge screen. It's basically two screens. So we're reading the left C-gap player. We're trying to get the ball to the back or the swing screen as the number one. If that's not there, we come back to the tunnel on the backside. So let me say that again. So this is not a static perimeter screen, in my opinion. We're shifting or motioning. We're coming back here. He is running what I'm used to calling a swing screen. Okay, this is the number one part of this. So this is one. Now, what that means is we are going to read this player, whether you call it a key, a conflict defender, whatever. This player is the read. If he comes up and comes towards the quarterback, we're going to throw this thing. If he bails away, so if he comes out and peels to the swing, then we're going to put our foot in the ground, come back and throw the tunnel back the other way. And then you kind of divide the labor here up front. So the left tackle will come out to the swing screen. Maybe the left guard will come out to the swing screen. Everyone else will be running tunnel back the other way. So you get this really like split field concept. It puts significant stress on a defense. And you can usually get, I love these calls because it can usually go to two of your best players. I'm shocked that the Niners don't use stuff like this, like CMC and Debo. I mean, it's just you read that C-gap player, watch him peel, back to the tunnel. It's a hell of a play, and it's dirty on Friday nights. I mean, this is not a new play, y'all. Just because you haven't seen it, people have been running this for years. It's a beautiful spread screen. You don't see it in the league a lot. It's a really nice call right here, though. Get a first down inside the red zone. Again, watch that C-gap player. He peels back. And again, you can see the line. Look at the line up front. Center and the right side going to the right. Everyone else running swing. Great timing. Nice trust from 5-2. You can see the cavalry coming inside out. Cut it back. Boom. Nice. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me personally. So thank you for doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, great way to get even more Quarterback School content. Hop over there, join, become a member. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep, deep dives on my favorite football topics. So if you like the way that I talk and teach ball, you will love the courses. We have courses on RPOs, tempos, pass protection, important in this video, how to beat every coverage, very important in this video. We even have an entire offensive system over there. So hop over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources available, also linked in the video description. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, just absolutely brutal. So we're going to get zeroed again. Again, in my opinion, easy to see. Birds on a fence, punt rush. We have a free runner up top. In my world, we need a side adjust up top. Okay, now that's not the only answer. There are many answers in an offensive toolkit for cover zero in the NFL. Now, they're going to be limited with a rookie quarterback, but these are not things that Bryce Young doesn't know. Free runner to the right. Must get the ball out. Must. There is no excuse. Okay, at the end of the day, this is on the quarterback. Now, the scheme can help us, but we cannot have a free runner. Right? This is easy math. Okay, I'm not even going to draw it up. There's 7 people up there, 6 people blocking. Wherever the back has a duel, the back has 2 of those people. If they both come, you have to throw the ball. So he's going left A gap and C gap. Left A gap blitzes, you have to throw it, dog. There is no run around, no recess. We get a Romo bounce, and that thing is to the house, and it's a wrap. So, answers here, and only they know their answers. But most teams have many answers. Okay, the answer, if you're not going to check at all, for most teams, is what I'm used to calling a side adjust. Really, you can call it a hot too, because the back's over here. The back has 2 of these people. There are 7 people walked up right here, right? The back has 2. He has 1 to 2 in a duel. If both of those people blitz, we have to have a plan. So the side adjust part of it to me would be like a slant, a dart, like a side adjust basically meaning like he has a route, but he sees these people blitz and then he breaks it off. He makes the sight adjust. You're welcome for that. Okay. Well, they don't do that. Okay. So he runs a go. I mean, you could throw it. You could throw it out of bounds. You could throw it to the Gatorade. You have to throw something. If we run like a little pivot here, in my opinion, it's hard to see the hot here and then come back and throw something over here. It's not impossible, but it's hard. Okay, so in my opinion, if that is the hot answer, it's difficult. Then, of course, you know they do this, and I've got to mention this. We get to the post. Now, this is an example of potentially the corner being so far off that it's not good. The other part about the toolkit for me is if it's verse 0 and you want to throw a post, I like bringing the tight end back just to have like an extra edge. Now, if this guy adds on, it's still the same problem, but just to make the edge a little bit wider. Again, at the end of the day, the answers to the test are not good enough, and the test taker is not good enough right here. That's the fucking truth, man. This is not acceptable at the league level. We got to see it. We got to have answers. And then, of course, putting the ball on the ground, getting the lucky ass bounce right into your lap. That's just the way it goes. So, I mean, we got offensive struggling to score in this game, and defense is just wrecking shop. Again, watch the back. Boom, you got to throw it. Got to have a hot answer. Now, again, in my world, it's easier to look to where the hot answer is coming from, to the right, and have a plan to throw it. So you know how much time you have to throw it. I don't know what he's supposed to do there other than hold on to the ball, hopefully. And that's just absolutely sickening. Just disgusting. Damn. Next one here, 3rd and 8. We continue to get exposed here on 3rd down. You got no chance here. Got the left guard going in the spin cycle, taking a massive L. Got nothing you can do here other than hopefully get out of it and create. There's no chance you can play quarterback like this on 3rd down when you've got that much color in your face. It's tough. And then again, for me, it's even worse when you come in the next day and you look at the concept. And for me, this is dagger. So deep in here, almost always paired with what I'm used to calling a clear post. And if you run it at a 3x1, sometimes they do it like with an over, and then we'll get this little shallow. So it ends up being a high-low. But it takes time to get these things to open up. So when the quarterback is back here, and we're taking an L right here. So the quarterback is back in his draw, and he can't even get into one hitch because we're taking an L right in his lap. And we've got guys who essentially are running glorified clears, throwing up our mailbox here as they're covered with a guy in the middle of the field. You guys think I'm being sensy to this cat. This is the type of shit that pisses people off. And not just me with no connection to this team, but you're throwing up your mailbox on a clear right there. I mean, 19's got his hand up. Look at the quarterback. Dog, just do your job. Run the clear it out for us. Maybe go faster so you don't get lapped by the in. Again, hand up, mailbox, quarterback ground. Put your hand down, run back to the huddle. That's just, if you don't like it, okay, this is not for you then. That is brutal right here. You got no chance to play quarterback when your left guard is getting beat inside like this. Come on, dog. Heavy on the inside, cannot take an L on the inside. Get that right hand, pimp hand up there, and do not let that happen. My goodness. Next one here, 3rd and 5. Got to scramble, nothing there. Bryce Young, good enough little playmaker right here to be able to go get it himself. You know, nice job right here, fighting for the sticks, getting a 1st down, because there's really nothing there. When you turn on this film and you look at the separation on the perimeter on 3rd down, there just isn't any versus man coverage. And that's not, it's the stone cold truth. The eye in the sky does not lie. Where do you want him to go with the ball? So your boy right here, 19 coming across, they do a good job here of what I'm going to call 11 lurk. So middle field closed. We're going to come down from the weak side, and they're going to pass this thing off. So this safety is going to come down here, and this is not an option. When you do this and they pass it off, the guy who has him with inside leverage here then falls off and becomes the thief. So you've got that extra hole player all the time. You've got maybe some iteration of like a double move here. Takes forever, not a win. Down here, not a win. Up here, not a win. There's just no winners out here on the perimeter. And it's hard to play quarterback on 3rd down in the NFL when nobody can separate versus man coverage. At the top of his drop, where do you want him to go? I mean, he's already running. Nobody. There's no winners. anywhere. I think we could help ourselves with a little bit more kind of like formation effing, a little generic with our formations and our rhythm and our use of motion and shifts. But I mean, he's not trying to run, right? Go, buy some time in the pocket, set up. Where do you want him to go? Who gets the ball? Nice job. Change of direction. Go get a first. Next one here, 2nd and 4. I actually think this is a pretty nice job from Bryce Young, minus the drop, about getting to the backside in. You know, I think he makes life a little bit difficult on himself, and I get why, because he's under duress all the time from the pass protection. So he's got to kind of feel like things are a little chaotic when they're not. Nice catch down the field. To me, this is an iteration of what most people would call like air raid Y cross, even though it's 19 cross here. So we're going to come up here, and down here is probably the number 1. Must outside release go with this little out. Okay, almost always paired with what I'm calling the crosser here, where you can come across here and it looks like he just settles here. All right, on the backside, this in. And he just gets to the in a little late because of this, like what I would say, like wasted movement in the pocket. Now, again, easy for me to say wasted movement when I haven't been hit in a decade. Play this thing out. Where do you want it to go? I mean, I think it goes to the right spot. I think it just gets there a tick late because of the pocket movement and kind of how his feet are kind of boxer-ish all over the place. See from the back here, you can see here again, and it's easy for me to say. But right there, that little movement to like move up and go, and I get why, but just trust it, and then it'll come out a little bit more on time so it's not behind him because he runs through the window. Next one here, 2nd and 9 from the 9. This one is just brutal. We got a chance to tie the game here. We're inside the 10. I'm going to guess that the back just loses his mind. It looks like the back is confused. It looks like he thinks his first job in the duel is to the left with 40, but the line is going to the left. The line is picking up 40. You can see the left tackle and left guard switch this thing off, right? Like they're definitely going to 40. If the back goes from the linebacker on the hash, so if the back's duel is here, 1 to 2, we come off here and block this guy, and it's a wrap. And we've got a chance to tie this thing or get it to within a 2-point. But when he loses his mind, I mean, there's not much you can do here other than say, hey, bro, like we're not, this is not going to be able to work. We're going to have to find some other answers here in the pass protection unit because you can't be successful playing quarterback like this. He's not hot. There's no way that we're trying to get a double with the left guard there. It's just a mental error. But now we're so backed up, we really don't have a chance. And if that thing was blocked up properly, so pretend he doesn't get sacked here, you know, looking out to the left side, the ball probably goes to the number 1 right now, and he's got a chance to score, maybe collision into the end zone or have a 3rd and goal from the 1 or 2. It's just sickening, man. I couldn't imagine being part of the pass protection unit and having a chance to tie this thing up at the end, but give up this kind of sack where 30 just loses his mind. And I hope I'm right, because I don't want to throw a homeboy under the bus here, but like it's pretty obvious that that's the case. Just brutal. Can't play quarterback like that. The very next play here, 3rd and 18, Minnesota gives us a gift. They're going to zero us. We've got an opportunity for a double move to 19. It is there. We have to throw that ball on time, dog. There's no way around it. I feel sick for 19 right here. Like I'm all about anti-antics, but he actually tones it down there for me. I could not imagine not getting the ball here. Now, would I think it'd be helpful if he could go faster? Like that's just the truth. I think it would be beneficial. But man, I would come out of my skin. Okay, this is 0. It's 3rd and forever. They're zeroing us again. We've got the perfect call. Double move right here. This ball has to be thrown at the top of the R, at the top of the letters off the screen here. You have to throw this ball. You will never get a better chance than this. They actually do a great job of bringing extra protection in, like we talked about earlier. We're protected. The ball has to be thrown. Now, again, this is just the truth, okay, for all you 19 truthers out there. This is slow, okay? But that's the slow we're working with right now. You got to throw it. And it's there, man. And it's all fun and jokes on this channel, but I feel bad for 19 here. Like I really do empathize. Playing against your old team, that you got to throw that ball. That just throw it just like a seam. Put it right on the I mean, where's he going? Why is he bailing? I know why he's bailing, because he's been pressured all day, but no excuse, man. This is not good enough, Bryce Young. That's a touchdown. You have to throw it on the top of the Oh my God. I mean, it's straight up sickening. Like, I can feel my stomach get in knots right here. This should have been a great moment. Instead, it's a panic, half throwaway disaster. And we finally have the right answer versus 0, and we can't get it? Oh my God. I mean, this is just, it's really sickening. Like, where's he going? Like, just, you got to, now again, the timing of it is not fast. You can see he's still not out of it, right? But like, you have to throw it. Even if you have to reset right there, you got to throw it. Oh, too much movement. And then just disgusting. I honestly, like, I know I make fun of the antics, and I'm not about it when the quarterback's on the ground, but that's mild for what I would want to do right there. Oh my God. Then the last one here is brutal. There's no good play for 4th and 18. There really isn't. The one thing you have to do, and that I'm comfortable putting on Bryce Young, is you have to at least throw the ball. It's 4th down in the game. You have to throw the ball. You cannot sit back there like a statue and allow guys to come around the edge and get you. You got to be saying, essentially 2 middle fingers, F this call, I'm going to run around and make something happen. You just can't take that sack. And I know the left tackle's not doing us any favors getting run around. I will also say that I'm not familiar with this play working outside of 7-on-7. This to me is 5 verticals. I don't know. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen it run in the league. This is a high school Harry special right here. Where do you want him to go with the ball? I know Thielen's going to throw up the mailbox right there. But, I mean, where do you want him to go with the ball? Right here, you got to get out. And you just got to try to extend and throw the ball. At worst, you got to, you got to chuck up just a prayer. That's a brutal way to go down. I mean, that's a terrible sack on 2nd down. A terrible turn down on 3rd down, and then taking a sack to end the game is just straight up terrible. So that is a wrap. Bryce Young, tough L. Thielen Bowl, jokes aside, it's tough out there, y'all. It really is. They're struggling up front. They are not fast on the perimeter, in my opinion, although I thought 19 did a nice job in zone, creating space over the middle of the field. I thought Bryce Young did a good job when he had time, finding some completions over the middle of the field, but you can see how pressure is impacting him. You can see how the lack of separation on the perimeter is impacting the play calling. You can see just the quantity of number of perimeter screens in that game. I didn't put every single one in this video, but they become kind of like an anchor to the offense. There's just not enough explosiveness anywhere on the perimeter. That's the truth of it. And then you couple that with having an opportunity to win it at the end, how that thing went down on the 2nd down sack, how the 3rd down turned down. I mean, you know how hard it is for me to empathize with a guy that is that slow on the film, but I get it, playing against your old team. I really do. No jokes aside, that was a brutal turn down. And then the final play, taking a sack on 4th down, is tough as well. But man, it is a struggle, and I don't know how you fix it, because they're not just going to get speed walking in the door unless they go out and, acquire some through a trade, because it is tough out there right now for that Carolina offense, and Bryce Young has to play better too. That's the truth of it. We got to have better answers versus 0. And when we have opportunities down the field, because we're not going to have very many, you got to take them, whether they're versus 0 or whether they're on double moves or whatever, because we're not just going to blow by people out there with this perimeter. So you got to be really, really precise and surgical with those opportunities down the field. And he just wasn't, and they got exposed. So tough one. Thank you for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.